So figured we'd talk about this. Hopefully you don't mind the rapid fire updates with cell phone video. So here we go. I ran it. I wanted to do the first heat cycle because you guys saw that I did the radiator and I welded all that stuff on. And I welded the water pump and I welded the radiator yesterday. So I wanted to make sure that none of my welds were going to leak. So I wanted to fill it with water, do a heat cycle, make sure there was no pinhole leaks or anything from the welds. And I got it up to temp, so started to bring it up to temp. I got it to like 170 and then I shut it off because it was running for probably like 15 minutes and it just got stuck at like 174-ish. So I shut it off, let it sit for a little while, and came back down to 165. So if you watch this, this is down to 18 minutes right here. You see the 18. So I'll bring this thing all the way over, watch the temp, 165, all the way up to 178. If I keep scrolling over, the temp actually starts to come down. So look at this. 76, 174, all the way down to 172, and then it just sat there. It sat there for another 2 minutes before I finally shut it off. So this scan right here was a total of 7 minutes, where it was down to 165, came up to 178, and back to 172. So I'm thinking that the thermostat opened, and it brought it back down, which is really good. Yay, I like that. So it's controlling the temperature pretty well, which is kind of nice. But the good thing, I guess, is there's no fan on there. No fan on front or back. And it was just kind of holding it at 172. So I was just kind of heat cycling it and then checking for leaks and checking temperatures, making sure everything is actually working. They're kind of cool now because it's been off for a little bit, but making sure everything is kind of even across the board. But no fans, heat cycle, no leaks. Don't see any leaking from my booger welds, and I don't see any leaking from the AN fittings that I welded onto the water pump. So everything seems like it's fine. The coolant, I can tell, is actually circulating all the way through. Lower hose is warm, radiator's warm, but it's keeping it cool. Obviously there's no hood or bumper yet, but if it's regulating it that well for 20 plus minutes at that temperature with no hood, I hope it'll do pretty well with the hood and fans, because I am planning on putting a fan on the back side and the front side. The two fans that were on here before, I'm not going to be able to fit them side to side, obviously. So I'm going to do one here, and then I'm going to do a pusher on the front. I'm going to flip it on the front and then change the polarity. And I did check it already, so the fan is going to work that way pretty well. So should be pretty decent. I did start it up, let it run, ran it for 20 plus minutes, like I said, and then I did hold the throttle open so it would set at like 2,000 RPM. I did that for a little while to kind of seat the rings and do whatever, you know, all that fancy stuff that you're supposed to do. So it's working. I think seems like it's decent. I like that it's not leaking because that means I don't have more work to do. And next I'm going to work on putting the shifter in and getting the exhaust out. And honestly, I might even be able to go take it for a ride just like this. I got to put the clamps on yet. And maybe that's the goal for tomorrow, is to go drive it. Maybe we'll do that.